Hey everybody, today we're off on another marijuana adventure, this time with my old friend Paul, aka Lump from childhood, and we're heading for Great Barrington. Last time we went to, where did we go last time? Last time we went to North Adams.
Yes, I think you and Dodie went to North Adams.
So we're exploring something new. I wanted to try out a couple of things. I'm going to Savannah next week, so I wanted something that was easy to pack in the suitcase for when I'm wandering around in my ghost tours. So I'm going to get these, I guess you'd call them distillates, little drops. So instead of like carrying all the high five tonic water, I'll be able to just get tonic water there, whatever kind, and then put a couple of drops in or whatever you're supposed to do. And there's another thing that is like a breath spray that you use, and you just like that. So very subtle and something that wouldn't pick up easily in the suitcase. Now, it's legal in New York, and it's legal, of course, in Massachusetts where we're going, but I'm going to Georgia. Flying into Savannah Hilton Head Airport, so who knows what's legal there or what they accept there. But anyway, this is what we're up to. Kind of off on another adventure, Paul.
Nice fall day.
Beautiful. Paul and I earlier this week were doing the ghost hunting in the cemetery using Tesla Autopilot. So that video will already be up by the time you see this. So we had a good time with that. We may even do more explorations there. So anyway, we're off. Sit back, make yourself comfortable, and see what adventures we come across. I probably told you this, that I redeveloped an interest in this kind of thing after listening to Michael Pollan on Fresh Air with Terry Gross, who was talking about plant medicine and people using them for overcoming stress and developing consciousness and things like that. So all the decades that went by with me pretty much not doing any of this stuff, now I'm back into lightly doing it, but probably for much different reasons.
Yes, a different purpose.
It's not like hanging out in the woods and tripping anymore. It's really, in some ways, and I'm trying to determine if this is artificial or not, but in some ways it enhances your interest level in the world. So you notice things that you wouldn't ordinarily notice. Nothing that you can't do naturally on your own, but this is a way to kind of shortcut that into that. So we'll see. If in 5 years I'm a hopeless pothead,
Yeah, then, all right.
I'm passed out in some ditch or something.
Into very expensive rehab you will go.
That's right. You'll know that it was a failed experiment. But if I'm meditating and seeing Buddha and Jesus and levitating and everything, you'll know that it was kind of a good thing.
Yeah.
But I do find that more and more people who I respect are saying that things like marijuana and plant medicine really can have some positive effects. It's interesting. I find, see if you find this to be true, as we get older, I'm 70, you're still 69? Or,
Right, I aim to be 70.
Yeah, so you're creeping up on 70. I find that a lot of people, as they get older, just get more set in their ways and more locked into their routine. So I just think it's important as you get older, but at any age, but especially as you get older, to break up that routine and try different things and always be trying to. That was Autopilot reminding me that I have to keep my eyes on the road and my hand on the yoke. But to always be trying something new. Going back to Autopilot, if you aren't watching the road or you are not paying attention, it'll give you a couple little warnings, and then it'll shut itself down, and it won't allow you.
How is it?
It won't allow you to use it for the rest of the trip.
Okay.
But you can override that by just putting it in park
So
on
it's
the side of.
like getting sent to your bedroom when you're misbehaved?
Yes,
Is that the
yes.
idea?
You had
Okay.
your chance.
Yeah, okay.
You signed an agreement that you would pay attention because it's in beta testing.
Yes.
How
does it tell if you have your eyes on the road?
There's a camera right here.
I'll be damned. Okay.
And if I were looking at my cell phone or texting or something like that, if I did it for too many seconds, it would give me a little warning. And then if I didn't heed that warning, it would shut me down.
That is interesting.
And you sign an agreement when you sign up for the full self-driving beta. And if you have 5 strikes, I've already got 1. If you have 5 strikes, then you can't use the enhanced autopilot anymore. I was driving over to that on-location gig that I had in Schenectady, and then in Amsterdam the next week. And I was trying to find the exact address of the place in Schenectady that I was going to, and I spent a little too much time flipping through my phone and trying to find it. And the car wasn't having it. Next thing I know, the dash lights up this red warning, and it shuts itself down and tells you have 4 strikes left. It's so damn strict.
Yes. So you wonder who's beta testing who?
Yeah. I mean, it's all something that I've agreed to. In order to activate it, you had to sign it. And it is true that in beta testing, you don't want to ignore the car, go into the back seat, take a nap, read a book, because whereas the car 90% of the time, maybe more, will do the right thing. Like right here, it got a little tentative on this corner.
Right.
It'll do the right thing most of the time, but sometimes it does quirky things that pop out of nowhere. Phantom braking is one thing that occasionally, whether it's a shadow or something it sees, and it kind of pushes the brakes down pretty hard, which can be a little disconcerting for somebody behind you.
And I also get it, but that was a white truck. It was stopped, but it was on a sharp corner, so...
Yeah, so the car gets a little tentative.
It errs on the side of caution, I think.
So when I'm sitting here and I'm paying attention, like on that corner, as soon as I felt it starting to do that, I just pressed my foot down on the gas a little bit, because you can always override whatever it's doing. If it's trying to stop or if it's trying to steer, no matter what it's trying to do, you always have the option of overriding it if you're there and paying attention. And if you're not, it just does what it does. Look at this. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Now I'm down to 3.
Really?
So since we get to a stop sign or something, I put it in park and do it again. But I have to be careful, because if I use up my 5 chances, I'm kind of a little out of business for a while. But in that case, I'm not even sure what I did wrong. I might have been looking at the camera and looking at something else too long. But even the last time when that happened, it kind of took me by surprise. But I've driven probably a couple thousand miles on it, and it's only happened twice. All right. So now we're in park. And now we'll see if it gives us another chance.
Okay.
But I love Autopilot, so I don't want to get locked out of it. It makes driving so much more relaxed and easy when you're on a trip. Because really it sees everything that's going on around the car. 360 degrees, which is much more than I see. When you're driving yourself at any given time, your attention is always in one direction or the other.
Occasionally you do glance backwards, or I do when I'm driving, but that takes my eyes for that split seconds off the road.
And this does 360 all the time. So really that's a better thing than a human driver, but it's just the software has to be perfected so that it's not misinterpreting things. The way you turn some of the tombstones into garbage cans, and perhaps turn some trees or shadows into pedestrians. What's that say, Paul?
Full self-driving beta warning. Telemetry from your vehicle indicates improper use of the STD beta. Keep your hands on the wheel and remain attentive at all times.
They're asking a lot. Does it say how many warnings?
Yes, you are down to 3.
That's what I thought.
No longer operate if Autopilot disables 3 additional times.
I'll have to be careful. I thought I learned my lesson the first time.
Wow.
But I am easily preoccupied. I don't know if this is true for the rest of humanity, but it's certainly true for me. I don't think that car gave me a proper warning before it shut me down last time.
So, is there appeals? Is there an appeals branch that you can go back to and plead your case? Listen.
You call Elon and tell him that there's a software glitch. I was paying attention fully, and my friend Paul was paying attention even more fully.
Now, do we have to get an attorney involved in this? Or can this be civil?
Let's hope we can just settle this amicably. Because you don't want to meet my legal team.
That's right.
The team of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. Remember the old Johnny Carson? His lawyer was
Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Yeah. There was another comedy team on PBS Radio. I don't know if you ever listened to Click and Clack, the Tappet Brothers.
I used to listen to them all the time.
Oh, you couldn't help but laugh out loud with those guys. My God. And they I think one of their law firms was Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, but they had a whole litany of services, like pick up and drop off.
Yeah, at the end they would do all their sponsors.
All the credits.
And they would use the same ones, but always would add a few more, so you really had to listen to see what they were doing. They were great.
Yeah.
They were so mirthful. They were always just amused. Going back to what we were saying about just keeping life interesting. They just had fun with life.
Yeah.
I always thought it wouldn't hurt to be more like them. Yeah. And more like a dog.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting the dog thing down. Taught him a lesson, didn't we?
Well, the hell of it is, he's going north, we're going south. I'm pretty sure he's going to the recycling scrapyard. I think it's Kelman's or whatever it is. Yeah, I'm guessing that's where he's going.
I still say we taught him a lesson.
Right, yeah. You were put in your place before you got there.
That means I'm speeding by more than 8 miles per hour.
Well, it's probably a good thing you don't get strikes for that. So.
Yeah. No, they've loosened up. It used to not allow you to speed very much. Now it allows you to speed, but you just have to pay attention while you're speeding. I feel the fast lane is my rightful lane.
We're going to call that the Hayes Lane? Is that what it is?
So we'll get some nice New England scenery here. Oh, that says dispensary. That must be another one, right? Or
Wow, that's a
or
big
what?
sign. Huh. Maybe there's
Are we
one.
lost already?
I don't know. And I haven't even got to the edibles.
Dispensary. So we'll go up to this other place. Maybe there are two that are on Main Street. We've got time, luckily. Oh, this is pretty as all get out.
Yeah, there's some neat stone buildings in this town.
Downtown Great Barrington. That's a pretty little place, isn't it? A little coffee shop or something?
Coffee shop. Looks like a little gingerbread house, huh? Farnsworth.
What's your name?
Isn't it on there on the license, man?
Wow, look at all that neat white marble they've got around for stones. That's cool. That's local. The Bells is just past the old fairgrounds. But the one we came in the corner is yet another one called the Great Barrington Dispensary.
Oh, so that's not ours?
No, ours is a little bit further down the road. So there's
We
three.
go in the right direction?
Yeah, we are. We're heading the right way. Till the Bells.
Tell me when to.
We're
when
good.
to
It's
do
going to
what.
be right off 7, but
This is a pot-rich town.
it is. And this is the one going back probably 3. Whenever it passed, Judy and I came up through here. There was people down the sidewalk.
Wow.
Waiting, so.
Boy, everything is here but the kitchen sink. Oh my God, I was wrong. Needs a plunger. Look at that little tent.
So when it comes to the salsa, let's see what we've got. A lot of fun ones. We have them in various varieties. So we have like the regular, like the high fives. Those are kind of be simple like that. The high fives are going to be kind of like similar, like the Levias. So the Levias are going to be similar to the ones like that Theory. But these are going to be a 5 milligram one. So those are going to be similar. Oh, you look at like a daytime one, relaxing. Yeah. So ones that I like a lot, so ones I recommend, so we have like the Dream one. So the Dream is definitely that indica version of like that relaxing version one. Those are
Yeah, that should, it should.
so again, we have a couple of those.
But as I said,
So we have a couple of those.
we charge company for flowers. So, a couple of years. Yeah, we have the batteries. I've had mine for a while.
You have, yeah, mine is less.
So my gripe with these, anytime you see a ratio like that, that means it's
We'll be right with you when you guys are all ready. You're welcome.
so with this, you know, they use regular,
Oh, those, yes, those are.
and there's no change.
Come right in.
No, because it's 120, 120.
So the black cherry ones, you want two of those?
Two of those.
Yep, yep.
It's not open.
We can't go in there and get high.
No, unfortunately not. I don't know ask that you should
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
But yeah, so we're just gonna show.
Yeah. That's that Walgreen that we passed on the way.
There's a little coffee coop.
Oh, so we're going the way we came in.
We're going back north, yeah,
Right.
yeah. We came up to the Farnsworth.
So now we'll go through that underpass?
We will know. We're going to make a turn, a right, going across the Housatonic, which will still be
Oh,
7.
a right we're going to do.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Will still be on 7. And then we'll follow it up to 102, which is kind of like a shortcut to Lee.
Farnsworth Cannabis. You just passed it. Oh, they know potheads, don't they?
Yeah. If we do this right, we're going to go through the cool little town of Stockbridge. I'm sure you know.
Oh, I love
That's a
Stockbridge.
nice town.
Yes, I know. There is the famous Red Lion. Oh, so we came at it from the side. I'm usually coming at it from that way. That's why it looked a little different. That is pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a neat building. It should have its own version of The Shining in there sometime.
Yeah.
I forget what alley Alice's restaurant used to be down. One of these alleys right here. It used to be down on the side of one of these buildings. I forget.
It's so darn pretty here.
I think we're going to go straight here to
Straight?
Yep, 102. Yep, we are.
Where are we, Paul? We in
We are in
Pittsfield?
Pittsfield,
That's what I thought.
and we're coming up to, what the hell's the name of that place? It's
I had a weekend with Deepak Chopra here one
Did you really?
time. At I don't know if it was a Holiday Inn at the time, but we were in the Holiday Inn. And Dodie came over to visit. I was staying at the Holiday Inn, and Dodie came over as a day trip just to listen to one of the sections. But
because there's a theater over here. I've seen James Taylor here. Oh God, I forget the name of it. It's a yellow. That may be it right there. It's a yellow brick building. That's it. Colonial Theater.
now, when we leave Pittsfield, you tell me what way you want to go. Or
I
which...
think. Well, again, I don't want to rack miles. How's your car? Is it good on charge?
Oh yeah, we have over 200 miles.
Oh, okay, we're cool then. So what I'm thinking, if it's not too much trouble, let's just buzz up to Williamstown, and then we can go.
So that's this way.
Yes. We're gonna stay in 7 North, or we can go to Dalton where they print the paper for money.
Really?
Yeah. So
Like that money you printed today?
Yeah, that stuff I printed today.
It's a beautiful campus, and beautiful little coffee shops. And I don't think you're allowed to run over people in
I think they frown on it.
I think we could kind of wing them. But
Yeah,
you can't
if you wanna
actually,
make it a memorable
you
experience.
can't actually run over somebody.
The most memorable thing in my 4 years was getting hit by a car from New York.
I'm just going to show what the car sees here.